The day the classroom changed. It was a typical Monday morning in Mrs. Patel's third-grade classroom. The sun streamed through the windows as students chattered excitedly about their weekend adventures. But there was one problem: some of them weren't being very respectful. "Hey, move over, that's my seat," shouted Kevin, pushing past Mia to grab a chair. Mia frowned but didn't say anything. She quietly moved to another desk, feeling upset. Meanwhile, across the room, Jake was tapping his pencil loudly on his desk, ignoring Mrs. Patel's request to settle down. "Jake, please stop tapping," said Mrs. Patel gently. "It's distracting for everyone." Jake just rolled his eyes and kept going. He thought it was funny when other kids giggled at his antics, but deep down, he could see that some classmates looked annoyed. As the day went on, things got worse. During group work, Emily refused to share her markers with Ava. "I don't want you using my stuff," she snapped. Ava felt hurt and didn't know what to do. By lunchtime, the classroom felt tense. Even though they were all friends most of the time, little moments of disrespect had piled up, making everyone feel unhappy. When they returned from recess, Mrs. Patel gathered the class in a circle on the carpet. She held up a small rock she had found outside during recess. It wasn't magical or special. It was just an ordinary rock, but she wanted to use it to teach them something important. "This rock reminds me of how our actions can affect others," she began. "When we're kind and respectful, it's like adding smooth stones to a path. Everyone walks easier. But when we're rude or selfish, it's like throwing jagged rocks into someone's way. It hurts." She passed the rock around and asked each student to think about how they had acted that day. Some kids shifted uncomfortably in their seats, while others stared at the floor. Kevin raised his hand first. "I pushed Mia out of her seat this morning," he admitted. "I shouldn't have done that. I'll tell her I'm sorry." Mrs. Patel smiled. "That takes courage, Kevin. Thank you for owning your actions." Next, Jake spoke up. "I kept tapping my pencil even after you asked me to stop," he said. "I thought it was funny, but now I realize it probably bugged people." One by one, more students shared examples of how they could have been kinder or more responsible. Emily apologized to Ava for not sharing her markers, and Ava forgave her with a smile. To help them practice good behavior moving forward, Mrs. Patel introduced a new idea called the kindness jar. Every time someone noticed a classmate doing something respectful, like helping someone pick up dropped papers or saying please and thank you, they could write it down on a slip of paper and put it in the jar. At the end of the week, they'd read the notes together and celebrate their progress. Over the next few days, the classroom changed. Kids started holding doors open for each other, listening carefully during lessons, and sharing supplies without being asked. When someone forgot to raise their hand or accidentally interrupted, they quickly apologized. By Friday, the kindness jar was almost full. As the class gathered around to read the notes, they realized something amazing: their classroom felt happier. Not because of magic or prizes, but because they had chosen to treat each other with respect and kindness. And so, life in Mrs. Patel's class became smoother, not perfect, but better. They learned that even small choices, like sharing a smile or saying sorry, made a big difference. Together, they built a path of smooth stones, one step at a time.